Hi students, welcome to the new session. Choosing leaders or rulers by voting is something that has become common during the last 50 years or so on. How did men become rulers in the past? Some of the Rajas were probably chosen by the Jana, the people. Let us understand this in detail from the topic Emergence of Kingdoms and the Early Republic from class 6th Social Studies. Learning outcomes. You will be able to understand how rulers gained power and learn about early kingdoms like Magadha and Vajji. Understand the Varna system and the role of taxes in governance. Explore the development of farming practicing ancient India. Keywords. Archaeology. The study of human activity by recovering and analyzing material cultures. Gana. A group that has many members. Sangh. Organization or association. Varna system. The Varna system is an ancient Indian social classification based on occupations, dividing society into four main groups: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Fortification. It refers to the construction of defensive walls, barriers, or structures to protect a place from attacks. Check the concept map. How did some men become the rulers? Around 3000 years ago, some men were recognized as Rajas by performing huge sacrifices. Ashwamedha, or a horse sacrifice, was an important ritual for a Raja. The Raja who organized the sacrifice was recognized as being very powerful, and all those who attended the ritual brought gifts for him. His charioteer, who was his companion on the battlefield and witnessed his exploits, chanted tales of his glory. His relatives, especially his wives and sons, had to perform a variety of minor rituals. Let's understand the Varna system. There were several different groups in society at this time, like priests, warriors, farmers, herders, traders, craftsmen, laborers, fishing, folk, and forest people. The priests divided people into 4 groups called Varnas. According to them, each Varna had a different set of functions. These groups were decided based on birth. The first Varna was that of Brahmins. They were expected to study and teach the Vedas, perform sacrifices, and receive gifts. In the second place were Kshatriyas. They were the rulers and were expected to fight battles and protect people. Third were the Vish or Vaishyas. They were expected to be farmers, herders, and traders. Last were the Shudras. They had to serve the other 3 groups and could not perform any rituals. Janpadas. The word Janpad literally means the land where the Janas set their foot and settle down. The Rajas who performed youth sacrifices were recognized as the Rajas of Janpadas. Archaeologists found that in Janpadas, people lived in huts and kept cattle and other animals. They grew a variety of crops such as rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame, and mustard. They made earthen pots. Some were grey and others were red. A special type of pottery found at these sites is known as painted greyware. Mahajanpadas. About 2500 years ago, some Janpadas became more important than others and were known as Mahajanpadas. Most Mahajanpadas had a capital city. Many of these were fortified, which means that huge walls of wood, brick, or stone were built around them. Forts were probably built because people were afraid of attacks from other kings and needed protection. It is also likely that some rulers wanted to show how rich and powerful they were by building really large, tall, and impressive walls around their cities. Also, this means that the land and the people living inside the fortified area could be controlled more easily by the king. Building such huge walls required a great deal of planning. The new Rajas now began maintaining armies. Soldiers were paid regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. Some payments were probably made using punch-marked coins. Taxes. Rulers of the Mahajanpadas needed more resources for building huge forts and maintaining armies. They started collecting regular taxes. Taxes were collected from farmers, craftsmen, herders, traders, and hunters as per their skills. Taxes on crops were the most important. This was because most people were farmers. Usually, the tax was fixed at 1/6 of what was produced. This was known as bhag or a share. There were taxes on craftsmen as well. Herders were also expected to pay taxes in the form of animals and animals' produce. There were also taxes on goods that were bought and sold through trade. And hunter and gatherers also had to provide forest produce to the Raja. Changes in agriculture. Two major changes happened in agriculture. 1. Use of iron plowshares. This helped in increasing the area under cultivation and helped in improving the crop yield. 2. Plantation of paddy saplings. Plantation of paddy saplings gives better results than scattering the seeds. This led to more production. Dasa, dasis, and landless laborers were employed for this purpose. The landless laborers were called the karmkara. Let's take a closer look about Magadha, a powerful kingdom. Magadha became the most important Mahajanpad in about 200 years. Many rivers such as the Ganga and Son flowed through Magadha, which helped in transport, water supplies, and making the land fertile. Elephants were trained for armies. Forest provided wood, and besides, there were iron ore mines that could be tapped to make strong tools and weapons. Two powerful rulers of Magadha were Bimbisara and Ajatasattu. Mahapadma Nanda was another important ruler. He extended his control up to the northwest part of the subcontinent. The earlier capital of Magadha was Rajgriha in Bihar, but later shifted to Patliputra. Vajji, a Ghana. Vajji, with its capital at Vaishali, Bihar, was under a different form of government known as Ghana or Sangh. In a Ghana or Sangh, there were many rulers known as the Raja. The Rajas performed rituals together and met in assemblies. Women, dasa, and karmkaras could not participate in these assemblies. Both the Buddha and the Mahavira belonged to Ganas or Sanghas. The last of the Sanghas were conquered by the Gupta rulers around 1500 years ago. So, in this video, you have learned how early rulers emerged through rituals and sacrifices, and how society was organized into different varnas. You also discovered the rise of powerful kingdoms like Magadha and the unique government system of the Ganas. Thank you for watching.